Hey everybody, this is Marty the JavaScript Party. I'm doing one of my quick 3JS videos. This one's a bit of a disappointment, and it's a disappointment because it demonstrates the Phong material, but it doesn't really, unfortunately. And the reason it doesn't is because really all of these materials are very, very dependent on um, specific lighting situations and conditions and things like that, and with the way they interact with other materials and stuff like that. So it doesn't make sense. I mean, it doesn't, you don't really see anything with these. It does, I feel like it is a little bit useful. When I asked ChatGPT to build out this Phong material function for me, I also like I had given it this one as an example. I said, "Can you kind of do this one as an example?" And then it, fortunately, then the good news is then it added these for me. So basically, self-emission. So this is very much the submission is exactly like yesterday with Lambert, and um, you really won't be able to kind of compare and contrast this with anything until there's like two objects side by side. So I think before, like when we go to 3.0, right now we're at 0.0.2, we go to 0.0.3, um, really like okay, so I think the 0.0 numbers as they increment are platform updates. So the platform is slowly different. So we're sort of making this up as we go, right? And so 0.0.2 is a platform change. And so 0.0.3, I think that at a minimum, we're going to need to be able to have add as many put uh, objects as possible and be able to select the material. Like I think that those are the two things that will end up. And we only have a couple left. And I think they're all going to end up being just like this, where it's just like, yeah, it looks just like everything else because we only have one light and it's a that. So anyway, so we have this specular, which apparently like kind of I think it makes like that kind of you know how whenever like how all my glasses are right now, how they got that sort of shiny reflective to particularly like if I move here, yeah. So on this glass right there at the bottom, you can kind of see that I think that's what that specular and shininess together do. And then flat shading, we can't do anything. Fog, we can't do anything until we can test fog. Wireframe is the same. Transparent, false, and opacity, those work together and we can make it more or less opaque, just like everything else. Depth test requires multiple things. Side, double side, that's what we always do. And alpha test of zero dithering and that. So, there's just not a whole lot you can do. I think one of my favorite ones for showing things off now is the tube, and I think I like it mostly because um, you kind of get to see like that. I like that a lot. So I think it's gonna be really neat when we get lights and stuff because like this would be a really good example of like if you put a light in there and then you had like a wall back behind us, um, then there be only certain times that you would be able to see the light because it would be like right now it would be hidden in other places. So I don't know. But that is that. Like I said, there's just not a lot you could do at this point, just because we have some platform limitations. Like the platform won't let you add other lights. It won't let you add other. It won't let you really select materials, and it won't let you have more than one mesh. So those are sort of the things that I need to do once we get through this. And I think that um, probably would make sense to do that, but it also makes sense to just build out these getters now. Um, Now, last time I built out a bunch of getters for these like sphere and these different meshes and stuff, and that was great. But the that was great. But I didn't like I when I would create a new um, demo, I would just like override it or whatever. So I've sort of advanced and now like every time I add one of these, it just grows um it just grows everything. Now, again, this will probably end up being like a class like this mesh class. So there'll be like a material class and a um, a material class and a geometry class. So that's kind of how that's gonna work. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Have a wonderful day. It was an amazing Saturday. I had a great time. Me and my wife got to do a bunch of stuff today because my granddaughter went to the Atlanta Aquarium today. So I hope she saw some neat things. My son took his and it, and my daughter-in-law went with some other friends to the aquarium. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.